As a pediatrician and a mother of triplet boys, I have seen firsthand what separates organized, confident children from those who constantly struggle with chaos. And the truth might surprise you. Most of the time, the habits creating disorganized children are not the obvious ones. They are the quiet, everyday patterns that parents repeat without realizing the long-term impact they are having on their child's developing brain. These are the habits that feel completely normal, even loving, but are silently working against the very skills your child needs to thrive. If you have ever wondered why your child cannot keep their room tidy, forgets their homework, or seems overwhelmed by even simple tasks, this video is going to give you some real answers. The first habit is one of the most common things I see in my pediatric practice, and honestly, something I had to catch myself doing with my own boys. It is doing everything for your child before they even get the chance to try. When a child drops their toys, you pick them up. When they cannot find their shoes, you find them. When their backpack is a mess, you reorganize it. Every single time you step in to solve a problem your child could be working through themselves, you are robbing them of a critical opportunity to build executive functioning skills. Executive function is the mental system that helps children plan, organize, and manage tasks. It develops through practice, through struggle, and through the small victories of figuring things out independently. When parents consistently remove that struggle, children never develop the internal systems they need to manage their own lives. Start small. Let them search for their own shoes for 2 minutes before you help. Let them pack their own bag with guidance rather than doing it for them. The discomfort you feel watching them struggle is actually the sound of their brain growing. The second habit is inconsistent routines, and this one is deeply connected to how the child's brain processes the world. Children are not naturally wired for spontaneity the way adults sometimes romanticize. Their brains are actively building neural pathways, and predictable routines are the scaffolding that supports that construction. When bedtime shifts by an hour every night, when mornings are different every day, when meals happen at random times, the child's brain never gets to automate those sequences. Automation is key. When a routine becomes automatic, it frees up mental energy for learning, creativity, and problem-solving. Without it, children spend enormous cognitive energy just trying to figure out what comes next. In our home with 3 boys, I cannot overstate how much consistent morning and evening routines changed everything. Not rigid, military-style schedules, but predictable anchors throughout the day. Same wake time, same sequence of getting ready, same wind down before bed. Over time, children stop needing reminders because the routine lives inside them. The third habit is one that comes from a place of love, and that is giving children too much stuff. Toys, clothes, books, gadgets. When a child's environment is overloaded, their brain is overloaded. Research in child development consistently shows that children actually play more creatively and focus more effectively when they have fewer choices. When every surface is covered, every drawer is overflowing, and every shelf is packed, children do not know where to begin. They move from one thing to the next without depth, without completion, and without the satisfaction of finishing something. Organization requires a manageable environment. You cannot teach a child to put things away if there is genuinely nowhere logical to put them. Simplifying your child's space is not deprivation. It is one of the most powerful gifts you can give their developing mind. Start by reducing toys by half, and watch how differently your child engages with what remains. The fourth habit is rescuing children from natural consequences, and this one is deeply emotional for parents. When your child forgets their lunch, you drive it to school. When they leave their project at home, you bring it to them. When they lose their library book, you immediately replace it. Each of these moments feels like good parenting in the instant, but what it teaches the child is that their disorganization has no real cost. Natural consequences are one of the most powerful teachers available to children. They create a direct, memorable link between a behavior and an outcome. When a child experiences mild discomfort because they forgot something, their brain files that experience away and begins building systems to prevent it from happening again. This is how internal motivation for organization develops. It does not come from nagging or reminders. It comes from lived experience, Allow age-appropriate consequences to land. Your child will not be permanently harmed by being hungry for one afternoon, but they will absolutely remember to pack their lunch the next day. The fifth habit is the one most parents are completely unaware of, and it is modeling disorganization in their own daily life. Children do not do what you tell them. They do what they see you do. If your own spaces are chaotic, if you are constantly losing your keys, if you say you will do something and forget, if your schedule is reactive rather than intentional, your child is absorbing all of that as the normal way to operate in the world. This does not mean you need to be perfectly organized. Nobody is. But it does mean that the habits you practice visibly in front of your children become their blueprint. In our house, I make a point of narrating my own organization out loud. I say things like, I am putting my keys in the same spot so I always know where they are, or I am writing this down so I do not forget. That running commentary teaches children that organization is not a personality trait you are born with. It is a set of deliberate choices that anyone can make. The habits you model today are the systems your child will carry into adulthood, and that is worth far more than any organizational chart or chore system you could ever put on a wall. This is the Parent Lab, where behavior is studied, not guessed.